Happy Sunday. We hope you didn't make as many bad decisions as one does, so let's reflect together because it's time to grow the fuck up.
And welcome to episode 11.
Hi guys. Okay, so
We forgot to get our normal shots that we usually take in the beginning of every episode, but good thing that Adriana makes her own.
yeah,
So we can still take them.
maybe I'll post the recipe. They're actually really fire.
Pop.
Cheers.
These are huge though.
They're good though.
Well, this one's good.
Mm-hmm. I just finished my cinnamon ones. I think that was like the last cinnamon one.
Cinnamon and what? Ginger?
So it's here's the recipe, everybody. Green apple, celery, lemon juice, ginger, carrots. I think there's something else in there. I totally forgot. But then I
I was
added,
about to say, this one's spicy.
yeah, I add the ginger, but I add cinnamon to that
I
one.
said, is there ginger in it? You said no.
No, I said yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll look back at the recording and see. But yeah, there's cinnamon in those ones, and then in the one after that, I did cinnamon and turmeric. I probably should have just did one with turmeric instead of cinnamon and turmeric, but whatever, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually, you guys all know we still record on Mondays.
Yes.
Technically, today's Monday, and it's also St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
But for all you college students out there, it's also spring break for you guys.
Oh.
So we thought we'd talk about spring break.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
So,
Spring break. You want to go first?
I had a little spring break of my own.
I did not, but go ahead.
This past weekend. It was a little treacherous, to say the least. I started off, okay, so Friday night I worked. So, like, all week I worked, right? Because I knew I was going to need a fuck ton of money for this fucking weekend. So, my friend had texted me, like, a couple weeks ago and was like, we got an Airbnb in Fort Lauderdale. Like, we're going to be down there. We're going to hit, like, the Strip and then X, Y, and Z after that. And I was like, all right.
You guys hit, like, every bit of South Florida.
Dude, we were all over. Okay, so I drove down there Saturday and I Ubered. So I drove down to Delray, dropped my car off at my friend's place, and then I Ubered to Elbow Room in Fort Lauderdale. Literally scary because I got there. And do we remember that guy that I made out with that one time? The one that works there?
Maybe.
I told you about this. No, did I not?
I don't know. You told me so many stories.
Dude, the last time I was at Elbow Room, I was a little too intoxicated, and Vanessa had showed up.
Oh, yeah.
And I made out with this random guy. Don't know why, because what the fuck? But he also worked there.
Oh.
Yeah, he worked there.
Oh.
He was the bar back, and I was like, oh, fuck. The next morning, because, like, we were texting the rest of the night or whatever, and he was like, you better keep that same energy in the morning, and I was like, the fact that he already knows I'm not going to, and the fact that he already knows he needs to say that to me is a clear, like, sign that I will not keep the same energy in the morning.
Yeah.
And, of course, I did not. So.
Poor him.
Yeah, poor him. But it was scary because I got there Saturday and I sit down, I have my sunglasses on, and I see him as I'm ordering my drink, and he's just like a patron at the bar at this point. And I was like, fuck me, dude. Fuck me.
Crazy.
But not in a good way, fuck me, you know? Anyway, so, whatever. I'm with the guys now because last time I had seen him, I was with just my girls. I was with the guys as well. So we were hopping from bar to bar. The next bar we went to was Senor Frog's. And again, the last time I was down there, we had a server, and he was like so much fun. We loved him. And since it's spring break, they were giving out like little name tags.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on your story, like all the different colored name tags.
Yeah, so we had our server who was working there, who was just like, he was like a bartender or whatever at the moment. We were like, oh, we want name tags. So he wrote us all name tags. Mine was sex teacher. His was sex student. Now, mind you, he's in a relationship.
Oh!
Like he showed us a picture of the girl and everything. She's stunning.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and he was like, when we were leaving, he was like, oh, where are you going? Like, definitely come back to see me. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck you talking to, because it ain't me. I was like, love you. You're such a king. You're so much fun to hang out with, like, with us in this group or whatever. But no, I'm not that girl.
Yeah.
No, but it was funny, though, because we got to Senor Frogs. We were all drinking, and I was really fucking smart, because I started, like, quote, drugging, end quote, my friends with, like, liquid IV in their drinks. And all weekend, like, everybody obviously got super fucked up, but they were still kind of hydrated, so it worked out in our favor. No, but when we got to Senor Frogs, we sat down and we were all, like, really hungry, so we sat at, like, a high top, and everybody was kind of just, like, around. Mm-hmm. I ate some food, but I went to the bathroom, right? I wrote this shit down because I'm sitting there fucking pissing, and there's these two girls next to me, in the stall next to me, and I'm listening to their conversation. This bitch goes to her friend. She goes, why is he saying I'm looking for the hose when I'm his hoe? Like, I have a purse full of condoms right now. I had never picked up my phone and typed something out faster in my life.
Wow.
I was in there for so long, I was like, they're going to think, like, I'm doing some fuck shit in here. So I was like, does anybody have a tampon out there? You know, like the normal girl thing. And they're like, oh, let me look. They didn't. I didn't need one either. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I leave. I go up to my friends. These girls walk out, and then my guy friends start talking to them. They were 17. We found out yes, bro. We found out they were 17. And my guy friends are 25. So we found out they were 17. So Hannah starts she goes over to them and starts going off on them. I have a video of it. She starts going off on them or whatever. And I guess, like, one of the girls was like, I'm 20, though. And the other one was like, 17. And in my head, I'm still like, okay, 20 still does not equate to 25. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
No.
So, whatever. We left Senor Frogs, and then where did we go after that? I really can't. I think we went back to Elbow Room. Yeah, we did. We went back to Elbow Room. If you guys have ever been to Elbow Room, there's a stripper pole on the second floor. I went on that shit. I woke up the next morning, and I was like, why does my shin and the fucking top of my foot hurt? I couldn't figure it out for the life of me until I looked at my Snapchat story the next day. I was like, oh, I was on the pole. Got it. Of course I was. Would I be Adriana if I wasn't on a fucking stripper pole randomly?
No.
Exactly. So, yeah. So we went to Elbow Room, and then Hannah was texting one of our friends to go pick up our clothes from Delray, because we weren't going to go to Delray, to drive back to fucking Fort Lauderdale to go to the Airbnb. So whatever, we get to the Airbnb, we're all changing. We're literally there for like maybe 4 hours. 4 fucking hours at the Airbnb. And it was like so much longer than it needed to be, because by the time we got out, we went to the wharf, I think it was called. I don't know. We got to the wharf, and it was nice, but at that point I started drinking water, because I was like, I'm tired now. Because day drinking, nobody realizes this. If you're not fucked up by the end of the night, you're just super tired. And you've just killed your liver for no reason.
With day drinking, one, you're drinking, but you're also drinking in the sun, so you're already getting really tired from the sun and everything. It's not fun.
Literally. Oh my god.
It's
so
fun.
Back to the guy I made out with. So he texts me, because he obviously saw me, and he's on my Snapchat. He sees my story. And he's like, where are you at? I was like, your mom's house. I was like, there's no better answer than that one right there.
That is such an Adriana answer.
Yeah. Because nobody needs to know where the fuck I'm at, usually, unless you have my location. But, I said that, and then he was like, LOL. I was like, nah, I'm just kidding. We are at Elbow Room or whatever. At this point, Elbow Room was packed. And I was tired, so I was sitting on the stage of the stripper pole. I go, hide and seek, LOL. And he comes and finds me. And I see him walking over. And now, I don't have my rose-colored fucking drunk glasses on. And I look at this man and I'm like, wow, terrible fucking decisions for me. Anyway, so I, like, get up or whatever because my friend, like, helps me get up or whatever. And I turn, I'm talking to him. And I was like, we're having a conversation for, like, maybe a minute and 30 seconds. This man puts his arm around me. And I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, last time you saw me, I was with my girlfriends. Now I'm with my guy friends, too. And then he said something about being a whore. I don't remember what it was because I almost fucking crashed the literal fuck out. I was like, who the fuck? I fucking took his arm off of me so fucking fast, and I turned to my guy friend, and because he like turned around, and he put his hand out, grabbed me away from this man, put me in front of him, and his back was towards him, and like didn't let me move from in front of him. And I was like, and I turned to my friend, I was like, he just called me a fucking whore, I think. And I was like, that's not okay, because if anybody knows me, that's not me.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I was about to crash out on that man. On God. I don't block people, so he's not blocked on my phone. But if he ever reaches the fuck out again, delete. You're done. No. So, but yeah, we went back to the Airbnb. We went to the wharf. Everybody was tired. And then we went home. We woke up at like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock the next morning. And then I was like, I need to fucking shower. I feel disgusting. So I got in the shower. As I'm in the shower, I hear a knock on the fucking bathroom door. It's fucking Dell. He goes, Adria, you in the shower? It was either Jalen or Dell. Adria, you in the shower? I was like, no, I'm just fucking in here showering in the fucking sink. Sitting in the sink, twiddling my fucking thumbs. Duh. I get out. It's just him, Dell, or Jalen and Dell, sitting in the fucking kitchen or whatever. And so we're all trying to get ready. And then we went and actually sat down like fucking human beings and ate food. And then where the fuck did we go after that? We went somewhere after that.
Is that when you were in the green dress?
Yeah, I was in the green dress. Where did we go? Oh, we went to Bounce in Delray.
Yeah.
So we went to Bounce. That was a lot of fun.
I've never been to Bounce.
Oh, it's so fun. So cute.
I honestly have never really gone out down in Delray.
Oh my God, we'll have to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny because we first walked in and there were children there. Like, there was 3 children playing with a giant ball, sitting on top of, like, or walking around, like, the, like, bottle service seats.
Oh.
We were all like, whose children are these?
Like, this was during the day?
Yeah.
That's why, because it was during the day.
I guess so. But, yeah, so we all got really fucked up. And then I, of course, am the mom of the group, and my bag was full of pretzels. Like, I had a pretzel bag in my giant bag, family size. And my friend, I finally pull it out, and then one of my friends takes it and, like, starts giving pretzels to everybody. I'm like, don't fucking give my pretzels out. It's for me and my children, you fuckers.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we went back to Hannah's after that, I think. No, because we went and got pizza. We walked and went and got pizza. And then Hannah had a flight the next morning at 6 a.m. This morning at 6 a.m. Yeah. So Hannah was like, I gotta go the fuck to bed. I was like, I gotta go home and do shit. At this point, it's 11 o'clock at night. So, yeah. I finally got home. I got home, got undressed, I showered myself a little bit, and I fucking got in bed and knocked the fuck out.
So, moral of the story is Adriana's weekend was just full of
treacherous
friends and drunkenness.
Liquid IV. That's what got me through this weekend.
And Liquid IV.
Please sponsor me. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you know what's cackling is oh my God, I also got slapped in the face.
You didn't. You didn't tell me that.
No, because I was just thinking about my mom, and then how I FaceTimed her the next morning, and she had asked me about it, and I was like, I was like, oh, fuck. I totally forgot to tell you guys that. When we were at Senor Frogs, the bartender was doing, like, hurricane shots. And Hannah was like, I was like, yeah, I'll do one. Like, why not? Like, check it off the fucking bucket list. I'll do one.
Yeah.
And Hannah goes, I'll pay for it if you do it. And I was like, oh, that's even more of a reason to fucking do it.
Right?
So the bartender's like, I'm not going to hit you hard. I'm not going to hit you hard. And I was like, okay. Like, I really don't give a shit. So I fucking, everybody's around me. I take the shot. She throws the water in my face, slaps the shit out of me. But then she really didn't slap the shit out of me. Because in the video, I take the shot. She throws the water. And she slaps me. I can't remember which way. I think it was this way. And I'm smart, unlike everybody else that gets slapped in the face. I went with the slap. That's how you're supposed to get slapped in the face, you know? So it doesn't hurt. I went with the slap, and then I realized it didn't really hurt at all. So then I did like a double take, and I looked back at her, and my face was like, what the fuck? And everybody around me is cackling. Phones in my face, cackling. And I was like, that really didn't hurt. I was really thinking it was going to be worse than that, but it wasn't. So.
Yeah, because you didn't keep your face still. If you would have kept your face still, that would have hurt.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, it definitely was my left side because I remember holding it like, what the fuck? No, yeah, but check that off the bucket list.
That's fun.
Maybe I'll do it again, but I probably wouldn't have, like, a bartender as nice as her, so I probably won't do it again.
No.
But, yeah, no. You have any spring break stories?
I mean, this spring break, I really didn't do much.
Well, yeah,
honestly.
we're not in college, so.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I didn't really, like, go out to the beach or anything like that. I worked Friday, and then I didn't go out Friday night. I literally just came home and went to sleep, and then I worked Saturday morning. And then my friend was here for spring break, so I met up with him at the beach, was on the beach for maybe like 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then came home, showered, and then, because I got ready to go to a horse show.
Oh, okay.
And that was a fun night.
There you go.
That was really fun.
That's good. I can't lie. I cackle at the differences of our fun. Like, my, like, definition of fun and then yours.
Yeah.
Would we be best friends if we weren't different? No.
No. But, no, that was super fun. And then yesterday, Sunday, I was in bed all day because Saturday I was in the sun all day. I taught in the morning, then went to the beach, then went out to the horse show, and the sun was just beaming on me all day.
Damn.
So I have really bad sunburn on my back right now, and it hurts.
That sucks.
But as far as, like, old spring breaks, ooh. What did we do? Oh, there was one spring break freshman year that my roommate's friends from back home came to Florida and got an Airbnb, and we all stayed there, and Mr. British Man, it was his birthday, like, week.
Yeah.
So he came and everything, like, oh, Lord. There was a lot that went on.
Oh, God. Should I be nervous to ask?
There was so much that went on. So basically, the one guy who came down from New York to Florida, who got the Airbnb, he was like, oh, I don't care what anybody, like, does, just don't fuck in the shower.
Okay. Of course, did you break that rule, Kayla?
I did break that rule. I broke that rule in the shower.
At least I didn't break any rules.
We did it in my car.
Oh.
And we also did it in a bed and knocked 2 screws out of the bed frame.
Honestly, if you're not fucking up a bed frame when you're having sex, are you really having sex, though?
But the worst part about it, well, it wasn't bad for us.
Yeah.
But the people after.
Who had to sleep in the bed?
Yep.
Oh, that sucks. Why? Can't you be respectful, bitch? Clean the sheets. Try to put the screws back.
It was also, like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning. And everybody was pissed drunk at that point. And then we went to Fort Lauderdale, went to the beach, everything like that. And then I think the most recent one was when I came back from Georgia.
Okay.
And me and a couple of my friends went to Fort Lauderdale again. And I was sitting on the beach for like 6 hours.
Okay.
Sun glaring down
No.
on us. And I ended up getting sun poisoning.
Jesus.
Could not, when I tell you, could not fucking sit down, couldn't put clothes on, couldn't get up without feeling like I was gonna throw the fuck up. I had like blisters on my nose, my shoulder,
Oh my
everything. It was so bad. I literally had to crawl to the bathroom.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Had
Damn.
to crawl to the bathroom. But, I mean, and then there was a spring break that I went to, Disney freshman year.
My freshman year?
It was fun, but it was also during COVID.
Yeah,
so we had to
true.
wear a mask the whole time.
My freshman year spring break, we went to Punta Cana.
Yeah, I remember that.
Me and my old roommate. Obviously, we are no longer friends, but, I mean, yeah, I just don't see her. But, that was,
Didn't you guys lose your luggage? I could have swore I saw something like that you posted where you said like you guys lost your suitcases, or the airline or something lost your suitcases, so you had no
maybe we
clothes.
thought we did because we couldn't find, when we landed, we couldn't find the fucking baggage. We were in like a tiki hut airport, dude. It was the weirdest thing ever. It was literally the weirdest thing ever because we got out of the airplane, but we had to like walk off the, like out of the airplane.
Yeah.
Onto the landing strip.
The tarmac.
Tarmac,
Yeah.
thank you. We had to walk onto the tarmac and then walk like onto the thing.
Yeah.
And so it was like a weird thing because we had to get into a bus to get taken to our baggage claim.
Oh.
So then it was like a little tiki hut of baggage claims. And we didn't know where the fucking thing was. So we were asking around. We were lost. There was like birds everywhere and they were really loud. And it was just fucking chaotic. And I didn't have Wi-Fi or anything. So, of course, my phone was just like a fucking brick. Didn't know what to do with it. Couldn't figure out anything.
Yeah.
And so maybe we lost our luggage, but I don't remember. I just was not paying attention. Because I was with that kind of like friend that when you go on trips, they have everything planned. They have everything like, you know, set for the day, set for the week. So I was like, all right, it's out of my hands.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was decent. We stayed at the Hard Rock Hotel. It was really pretty on the beach. We got so sunburnt one day, though. That was terrible. Because we both were laying in bed like, holy fuck. Let's, like, not move for the rest of our lives.
It fucking hurts.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah. When we landed in Lodi, my ex had picked me up or whatever, and I had like white spots all over like my back or whatever from being so sunburned. And he was like, you're gonna be fucked for a little while. And I was like, shit. He was like, you should probably put something on that. I was like, probably.
Yeah. Like aloe, something.
Yeah, I think aloe was by my bedside every day, every moment of my life.
Yeah,
that
my
week.
mom just put aloe on my back.
Yeah.
The other day because my back hurts. I can't. And the worst part about it too is that it's not my shoulders.
It's your back.
It's my back where my sports bra usually is. So
Yeah.
that part is just extremely white.
Yeah.
So that's why it got burnt so bad.
Usually how that goes.
And so it's going to be so fun putting on a sports bra tomorrow for work.
Oh my god. Let me know how that goes because I would literally die.
I mean, I put a sports bra on yesterday and it kind of hurt, but it wasn't that bad. But
No.
I'm going to be moving around and all that shit. So
Yeah, no. We had gone to Punta Cana because I didn't have a fake. I've never had a fake ID a day in my life. I know it's
I
probably
didn't
like,
either.
yeah, a lot of people probably are gonna find that hard to believe, but I didn't. So yeah, so like me going down to Fort Lauderdale and Delray all the time now is so like common for me because I can do it and drink and enjoy myself, you know, and do smarter decisions.
Actually, I retract my statement.
Okay.
I had a fake ID, but it wasn't mine.
Oh.
It was somebody else's.
No.
And I think I used it like maybe twice and it actually worked. And then somebody figured it out and they were like, meh, no. And I was like, okay. I mean, the height on there was also like 5'7". I'm not close to 5'7". I'm fucking 5'4".
Yeah.
So.
Do we remember last year, maybe it was last year or the year before, where Miami had posted something and it was like, it's not us, it's you. We're breaking up with you, spring break. Or whatever the fuck it was.
Was it Miami or was it Lottie?
No, it was Miami. That's why everybody went to Fort Lauderdale.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then there was like a TikTok that I saw, and it was like, I think it was, what's is Broward County?
That's Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. Maybe it was like one above us.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, come here, like, just hang out with us, but respect the rules. It was like the cops, like the county cops. Yeah. They're like, come here and hang out with us. We have drinks. You can drink on the beach, all this stuff. But be respectful of our rules.
Fucking Broward is like...
And I scrolled through the comments, and everybody was like, fuck that shit. Don't bring your dirty, nasty hoe asses here. I was like, shit.
Yeah, Broward's like Fort Lauderdale, Hollandale, like Pompano. That stuff. That's all.
Okay. Broward. Possibly, yeah. But
no, it is because my ex lives down there and works there.
But also, okay, so yesterday when I was sitting at the table, literally 4 feet away from the bar, I didn't feel like getting up because I like had to adjust my dress every time I got up or whatever. And so I looked at this guy next to me. I tapped on his shoulder. I was like, excuse me. He turned around. First of all, man had the bluest eyes I think I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, good morning. First. Second of all, I was like, do you mind just showing this to the bartender? Whoops. He was like, yeah, I got you. It says vodka water, 2 limes, tab name, Adriana Seglia. He showed it to her. He looked at it first, thinking I was like, because I gave it to him like this. I was like, can you give this to the bartender? And he couldn't see my screen, so I believe he thought I was trying to get his number. And then he looked at it, and he was like, okay, I got you. And then turned away. And I was like, whoops, I don't want you. My bad, dog. Sorry. But, yeah, that's really crazy. Smart, guys. Find a man and just show them your notes app that says your order.
Your bar tab.
Yeah, your bar tab, your order, whatever the fuck it is.
But, no, no. Spring break is kind of just... It's, like, dissipated for me because I'm so busy now.
I feel like there's just, well, and that's what happens when you grow up.
True, and we're not in college anymore. Like, if we were in college still, we would be fucking going insane.
Yeah, there was, right, I will say, though, like, walking the strip or whatever and seeing, like, all the girls' outfits, in my head, I was like, I would probably never wear that a day in my life.
I feel like the girls now who are in college are, like...
Oh, God.
So different compared to what we were when we were in college, which is crazy because we were literally in college not too long ago.
Yeah. No, but, like, I showed up, like, usually, like, a bathing suit and bottoms, right?
Yeah.
And then just, like, maybe a cover-up. These bitches were wearing expensive-ass fucking bikinis, cute-ass cover-ups, and I will say they were cute, but I just never would wear it. And then heels. Heels. They were wearing fucking heels. And then how are you going to wear heels with a bikini and then go to the club and wear sneakers with a dress?
No.
What?
No.
That doesn't make sense. How are you going to do that?
Honestly, I could see girls doing that in Fort Lauderdale, going to, like, Rock Bar and shit.
Yeah, these bitches had, like, chunky-ass fucking heels on, and I was like, not, like, the chunk, like, sandal, chunky heels.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, did we just walk out of a strip club? I'm confused. I mean, Slay Queens, pop off. I was on the pole, too, but...
I was on the pole, too.
But, you know. Oh, dude, when we were at Elbow Room, there was this, like, short old man or whatever. He got on the pole, and it was funny because he, like, chased Hannah around the pole. Yeah.
Weird.
There was this old man, and I think he was, like, maybe 5 feet tall.
That's so weird.
Dude, it was fucking weird. And he had, like, a hat on.
That, just, like, imagining, because obviously you guys can tell that I wasn't there, but just imagining this short old man just like chasing
He like
around
grabbed
the
her to
pole.
like get on the pole with him or whatever. So like whatever, she gets up there and they're like going back and forth. Right now they're like across from each other, going like back and forth
Oh my
or whatever.
God.
He starts speeding up behind her and she's like running. And he was locked in. His eyes locked in on her ass. And so she's like speeding around and then she stops and like adjusts so they're back to like across from each other, and then she's like fuck that shit and gets off. Dude, it was funny as fuck. And then I turn around and then next thing I know he's doing push-ups on the fucking stage of the fucking stripper pole, and I'm like what is happening here?
Oh, okay.
No,
I mean,
one of the guys,
let me see if I have anything from old spring break.
one of the guys saw like a cute girl or whatever, and I was like, oh, like let me see like where's she at. We know I'm short. One of the guys really tall. And so he picks me up. Picks my ass up in front of him so I can look at this bitch from across the bar.
Oh.
So, because I was like, oh, like, I'll go talk to her for you.
Right.
No, because I went over and I talked to him. I talked to her or whatever. I tapped her on the shoulder and I was like, hey, but the downfall of this for my guy friend, another guy had walked behind me and he was butt-ass ugly.
Oh.
He walked behind me and he's like talking to me or whatever. So I tapped the girl on the shoulder who's standing at the bar. First of all, she turns around. She looks old as fuck. Old as fuck. Raggedy ass.
Yeah.
Wrinkles and everything. And so she turns around and she like gives me like a fucking stank ass look. Now, mind you, I was put together. I was in shorts, a bodysuit, just like a whatever bodysuit, my purse, my sunglasses.
Looking like a mom.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't look like a fucking feral teenager. She gives me this stank ass look, and I was like, oh, are you single? And she goes, no, I'm not. And I was like, I'm not fucking drunk enough for this, and that's fucking good for you, because I would have just fucking slapped the shit out of you. You don't know me, and I don't know you, but I was trying to help one of my friends, so chill the fuck out. So I walked away.
Oh, I just remembered a story from spring break.
Do tell.
This is when I went back home for a year.
Okay. And
I came back here for spring break, and this is what I think. Was this when Citrus was still open?
Oh God, Citrus.
I think this was when Citrus was still open, bitch.
I love that my last memory of Citrus is when I had a flight the next morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And I blacked out. And I was throwing up. And this is when me and my ex had first gotten together. I was blackout, throwing up in my dorm room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Citrus was still there.
Jesus Christ.
Lord. Okay, so my friend lived here, so I was like, okay, I'll just come stay with her, whatever. We had like this whole thing planned. We went to the Norton Museum downtown and everything like that, but we went to Citrus, got fucked up. And then...
Well, them $5 fucking margaritas.
Them motherfuckers were in
the
a
pictures.
picture,
It wasn't,
bro.
Yeah, it wasn't margaritas, it was pictures.
Oh my
Pictures of
God.
whatever you wanted.
No. You just picked what you wanted. And
yeah, there was like multiple, but it was like whatever you wanted.
But it was just liquor after liquor after liquor after liquor after liquor, and then a little bit of flavor.
Like,
it was bad.
But it was so bad where you would be like, there was enough flavor where you would wake up the next morning and be hung the fuck over.
Yes. I kid you. This bar was literally right behind our campus.
Like, we would walk there.
So we could walk. There was a gate that we could walk out of to like go to Publix and stuff. So we would walk out of the gate, go to Citrus, everything like that. We'd walk
What
back.
was it, Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Tuesdays for like Taco
It
Tuesday.
was Taco Tuesday.
So, and for Kaiser students or whatever.
We got a discount.
Yeah, if
we just
showed
had to show our ID.
Student ID or whatever, we would get a discount. It would be like $14 margaritas, right? No,
$5
margaritas, and then it finally went up to $14 margaritas.
Yeah, because they started getting caught.
Yeah, and then they closed down.
Yeah, because they got caught selling to underage. But
R.I.P.
Either way, those shits were fucking huge.
Dude. And we would all, like, have one to ourselves.
Well, yeah.
And that's where we got fucked.
That's where we would get fucked up. We'd all walk back stumbling.
Dude.
So bad. And then you would see, like, all the people on the top row of the fucking dorms. And they're all, like, looking down at you like, hey. I'm like, what's up?
Was so bad. There was one time I was walking out of Citrus. Oh, sorry. Your turn.
But so
my bad.
I was staying with my friend, whatever. I ended up seeing who's now not my friend anymore, but my best friend at the time, whatever. Yeah. We hung out. Was in his dorm room, everything like that, because we were all fucked up. And then he had to drive me back to my friend's house, but it was like super late, whatever. And then I was at my friend's house, and I was talking to this guy. I brought this up in another video, in another episode, but
I don't remember.
I'm sure you don't. But this guy who I had on TikTok for a while, I had him on Snapchat, and we were, like, talking all the time, whatever.
You met this man on TikTok?
Well, I met him through TikTok, yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah. But I added him on Snapchat, whatever. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to Fort Lauderdale. So he was coming through West Palm.
Where was he living at the time? Does he still live there? Don't say it if he still lives there.
He's up North Florida. Very North Florida.
Has he, like, grown in, like, followers?
No, he doesn't post anything anymore. But
so where he live?
He lives in Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And so he was like, I was like, oh, I'm in Florida, whatever. He was like, oh, so we should, meet up. I was like, yeah, fine, but I'm at my friend's house. Like, you're going to have to come pick me up.
Yeah.
And so he picked me up.
Mm-hmm.
But he dropped his friends off at the McDonald's that was right there. Then picked me up.
Oh, wait, I do remember the story.
This. Yeah. Picked me up. We went back to the McDonald's, found one parking spot, somebody parked next to us. Then we found another parking spot.
You did say this.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know I didn't remember that he brought his friends.
Yes.
What kind of high school shit, Kayla? That's insane, though.
Anyway. But yeah. And so we did that in the car. He took the condom off. Put it in the fucking...
Oh, yeah.
The handle part of the car where his friends could see it when they got back in the car. So they got back in the car, dropped me off, went on their way. And I walked back into my friend's house, and she was like, Kayla, what did you do? Because my hair was like a mess. And she's like, Kayla, what did you do? I was like, nothing.
And your little innocent, non-innocent ass.
Yeah. I was like, nothing. And she was like, I know that look. What the fuck did you do? I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And she was like, Kayla, you fucked somebody. I was like,
oh, hell.
Maybe. Maybe.
She read you like a book. Damn, that's rough.
But, yeah, that was that spring break.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. But let's go back to Citrus. What were we talking about? Citrus.
I don't remember what I was talking about.
No, the pictures. The pictures and walking back. And
oh, yeah. One time I was walking back with my friend or whatever. My guy friend, Aaron. Shout out him. Even though he unadded me on Snapchat recently. Weird. No, he was literally in Florida recently. We got dinner and everything. Told me about his girlfriend and everything.
Not a big fan of Aaron, but it's okay.
Oh, okay, never mind. But, yeah, so... Good for you. Nice. You want a sticker? Yep. You want a gold star?
Yep.
Okay, I'll pull one out my ass.
Okay, thanks.
Anyway, so he was a wrestler at the time, and we're with like a couple other wrestlers.
Oh my god.
When we were walking to Citrus, because he forgot something, he jumped on my back. I'm carrying this man. And he's like, tacos, tacos, tacos. He's like singing tacos. And I'm like, we ate tacos. Do you want more? He goes, we're going to Citrus. Let's get more tacos. And I was like,
I will say those tacos were really good.
Bro, yeah, they were good. But they had like, for a college student, yes, they were good. For like a normal fucking human being, no they were trash.
Yeah. But definitely for a college student.
Who was drunk.
Especially after one of those fucking pictures.
Yeah. No, so then now we're leaving Citrus. He's with his like...
I have videos from Citrus.
Oh God, please no. His like wrestler friend or whatever lifts him up. This man lifts him up like it's Dirty Dancing, and he's a full-on star in the sky, spinning around. Yep, I have
Who had him up?
Ernest.
Oh yeah.
I had so many videos of this man doing the stupidest shit ever that I made him like a little collage video on TikTok. It's probably still on my TikTok. Yeah, he ate a cigarette too. That was exciting.
Oh my God.
But
there was a girl, I don't know what if she did a sport or not, but she had her birthday party at Citrus.
okay, no.
Yeah.
I feel like once Citrus left and like shut down,
it was
just like shit.
It was the better for all of us.
It was good for all of us because our livers were like
Not shot.
dying. Yeah, not shot every week and like not dying. But still, like, I feel like that's when college kind of just like tanked itself.
Yeah, I feel like once it like shut down, we were all just like, meh.
Yeah, literally. We're like, what do we do now?
Well, because at that time, I mean, it was freshman year for all of us, and none of us were 21.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we could go downtown unless you had a fake.
Yeah, and it was also still like kind of COVID.
It was COVID.
So we couldn't really go anywhere,
open.
do anything. We couldn't even go into our friends' dorms. You know, like it was treacherous. So everybody, even when it would rain outside of everybody's dorm rooms, there'd be like a giant mud pit, and everybody would be like running in the mud, playing football in the mud, bringing their wakeboards out,
those
and like
videos.
sliding in the mud and everything. It was really fun to watch and everything, but we were like, we want to.
The only place that we could go was Ivy.
Yeah, Ivy, but
because that's at 18 and up.
Oh yeah, I went there once in my life on spring break.
We
actually.
went together.
Yeah, I was on spring break and it was fun. It was cool, but it was kind of really boring. So.
Oh my God, the iconic Citrus bathroom.
I do not remember that, but
I can't find the fucking videos. But it's literally a video of this, like, okay. It was a lot of college kids that would go to Citrus because Kaiser was right behind. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of outside people. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the outside people were just, partying it up with us. Just there, wherever. Yeah. And so they were playing this song. It was almost like a reggae Caribbean vibe.
Okay.
Like music-wise. And there was this guy was sitting on a chair, and this lady came up and just started twerking on him. And I have it on video. I just can't find it. And he literally gets up off the chair falls, everything like that. He's sitting there air humping her, and they fall on the ground, and he's still air humping her. And
oh my God, I think I was there for that.
You were. And I was like, oh.
I know we all stopped our, brains and, stopped a moment in time just to stand there and watch that.
Oh my God, it was the funniest fucking thing. God. And then, I forget, I think his name was Logan, and he was on the football team. I have that video where this Haitian lady was twerking on a person.
Oh my God. Okay.
It was so bad. Citrus was it was bad. It was bad news for all of us.
I have no more stories from spring break.
I don't either.
Honestly, anytime I hang out with the friend group that I hung out with,
it's like spring break all over again.
It's like spring break all over again. Because we all don't live in the same vicinity anymore, so we get an Airbnb, all hang out together. So, yeah. But
oh Lord!
Happy spring break, everybody!
For those of you who have had it, for those of you who haven't had spring break yet,
please be safe.
Yes.
Wear a condom. Don't make mini U's.
Yeah.
Yep. Please cover your drinks. I know everybody's aware of that, but it's always still something to be aware of.
I actually just saw somebody get roofied
That's
not
terrible.
Too long ago.
No, but please be safe. If you're going to say some crazy shit in the girls' bathroom, make sure nobody's in there with you, because that person may write it down. That person may be me.
That's just some Adriana shit, honestly. I probably wouldn't do that. She would look at me and be like, Kayla, write that down. I'm like, what?
Oh, on God, that was perfect though, because I thought about it the whole rest of the time, and then how iconic
We
was
should
it?
put that on a shirt.
Yeah, literally. No, but how iconic was it when I walk out of the bathroom, get my drink, turn around, then the two girls that were in the bathroom with their purse full of condoms were standing there talking to my guy friends.
That are 17.
But yeah, well, the guy friend's 25, the girl's 17.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But anyway, again, please be safe.
Yes.
Don't create any mini versions of you guys. So
Have fun.
hop on that stripper pole if you're down in Lottie.
Have fun. And, you know.
Wear sunscreen, don't wear sunscreen. Either way, y'all probably gonna get burnt
just
anyway.
be careful. Honestly. But comment, subscribe, follow.
Like.
Turn
all
the notifications on.
All the buttons. Just click every single button, honestly.
Yes. Follow our socials. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Peace.